First medal in Tokyo Olympics 2021. Saiko Mirabai Chanu, born 8 August 1994, is an Indian weightlifter. She won a silver medal at 2021 Summer Olympics in women's 49 kgs. Mirabai Chanu has won world championships and multiple medals at Commonwealth Games. She was awarded the Padma Shri by Government of India for her contributions to the sport. She was awarded Rajiv Gandhi Khel Ratna Award by Government of India in 2018. Few facts about Olympics. The five interlocking Olympic rings, blue, yellow, black, green and red, represent five main continents. The cost of the Olympics in Tokyo was previously expected to be around 730 billion yen. The cost of all the games will be about 2.16 trillion yen, around $20 billion. United by emotion, the official tagline for Tokyo 2021 resonates a world plea for diversity and inclusivity. Quote, Tokyo 2021 will conduct 33 Olympic and 22 Paralympic sport events at over 40 venues throughout the city. 5. Japan recycled 78,985 tons of electronic equipment, including digital cameras, computers, portable games, and a record 6.21 million mobile phones to make 5,000 Olympic medals. Thank you.
Yeah. Here at this point, all of you please note down. I have gathered some information regarding the history, because in the prelims examination or even in the mains also, you may get some questions about this Olympics, because it is a regular feature. You please note down some of the major points. Number one, the ancient games started in Olympia, Greece, from 7th BC to 339 AD. You please note down, the origin of the games started way back in 776 BC. It took 1500 years for the Olympics to return back. The first one was held at Athens, Greece in 1896. The man responsible for the contribution of this was a French man. You note down his name. He is the father figure of Olympics. Baron, B-A-R-O-N. Baron, P-I-E-R-R-E, Pierre Coubertin, C-O-U-B-E-R-T-I-N. I will repeat the name. He was a Frenchman, Baron Pierre Coubertin. He presented the idea in 1894, and the games are held every 4 years. In 1896, 280 participants from 12 nations competed in 43 events. This is also a landmark. 1896, 12 nations, 43 events. And from 1994 onwards, the Summer and Winter Olympics have been held separately on alternate 2 years. So the 2020 Summer Olympics were delayed because of the COVID. It held from 23rd July to 8th August. So we are in the middle of the games. The historians measure time by 4 years, increments between Olympic Games. You note down the word Olympiad. Olympiad. What is this Olympiad? It is the time between 4 years. And the first Olympic marathon, it was held 25-mile route by Greek soldier who brought the news of victory over the Persians from Marathon to Athens. That is why it is known as marathon race. The first run was from Marathon to Athens, and it is way back in 490 BC. The person who was the runner was Cyprian Louis, and he got the gold medal. for the marathon run. Even now we have the marathon run. In 1924, the distance would be standardized to 26 miles, 385 yards. There may be a question in what is the marathon race length? It is 26 miles, 385 yards. Just now, our Aditi has mentioned regarding the symbol. It is an interlocking of 5 colored rings representing 5 continents. You please, South America, Asia, Africa, Europe, Australia. I will repeat again. It is a ring of 5 countries. They represent North and South Americas, Asia, Africa, Europe, and Australia. The Olympic flag was featured, the symbol of these 5 rings. It is on a white background, flew over the first time at Antwerp Games. The country's name was, the place name, Antwerp, A-N-T-W-E-R-P, and 1920. In 2004, 11,000 athletes from 201 countries participated. This is also a record. So all these points have to be remembered when you present a historical games, Olympic Games, and the question can be in any form or other. So at this point, I will break and I will ask Madam, what is the situation now with Malyadri Saab? Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Madam Malyadri Saab has come?
No, not yet, sir.
Yeah, I will.
He'll join.
I will ask Sneha and others. Sneha, you please note down, and others also. Instead of the bills passed, I will go through the exercise of how the bills are introduced in Parliament.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah. You please note down how a bill is passed or how a bill is. If government wants to introduce a bill in the Parliament, the exercise starts from the ministry which is concerned. Suppose a bill of the industry is to be taken up. The Ministry of Industry, Government of India, the secretary of the particular department, he prepares a draft bill. And process and all these things will be prepared and presented to the minister. He approves it, and then it goes to the law department. You please note down number 1, the ministry prepares the draft bill. Number 2, the law ministry vets. Vetting means they corrects. Legalizes. According to legal format, they will prepare the bill. So it goes to the legal ministry. So then the legal minister approves it, and then it is presented to the cabinet. Any bill, any amendment should be approved by the cabinet first. Then it is introduced in the House. Both the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha minister will introduce the bill, and the bill in printed form will be supplied to all the 543 members of the Lok Sabha members, and the minister, on the advice of the Speaker of the Lok Sabha, says, "Sir, I introduce the bill." He will not read all the bill into from one sentence to the end of the sentence. It is introduced. Then 2 days time is given for the members of the Parliament to go through, to study, to underline, and to make objections or amendments to that particular thing. So if they are not satisfied with a particular clause, the opposition members or even the treasury benches also in power. Now the treasury bench is BJP people. they can also suggest some amendments. Not only the opposition people, the treasury benches people also can make some amendments. Then it is discussed. Time is allotted by the speaker with the advice of the Business Advisory Committee. There is an advisory committee known as Business Advisory Committee. Every time speaker makes a meeting, and in the Business Advisory Committee, they will allot the time for that particular bill. Suppose this particular bill, which is going to be the draft bill, they will discuss. 8 hours of time is given. So according to the strength of the parliament members, BJP people will get 6 hours, Congress will get 1 hour, other parties will set their own party people to discuss about the bill, and they will present in their format, and they will make some suggestions or amendments, whatever it is. Then the bill introduced by the Minister of State for the particular ministry by that man in the Rajya Sabha. So both the houses will discuss thoroughly, and then the bill is passed clause-wise. If suppose clause 2 is not accepted, it will be put for voting. Then voting will be done, and that clause is accepted. Similarly, all the clauses, 20 clauses or 30 clauses, they have to be approved by the parliament, and then it goes to the Rajya Sabha, and Rajya Sabha also has to approve. And if both the houses approve, it will be sent for his assent. And when he gives the assent and when he signs, it is known as an act. And the act is published in the Government Gazette. There is a Government Gazette. You can also type in Google Government Gazette. You will get all the gazettes which have been published on a day-to-day basis. Several gazette notifications are made. Unless a gazette notification is made of a particular act to force. That is why the draft bill, the suggestions from several people are also taken. For example, when the new education policy bill was introduced, several union government people, state government people, educationists, NGOs, all people have suggested, and all suggestions have been made into part of the bill. The draft bill is introduced, then it is discussed, then it is voted, and it becomes a bill passed, and then it goes to the President of India, and when he gives the assent, it is known as an act. So the difference between the bill and an act is to be kept in mind. And now I request Neha, tomorrow or day after, there are 2 bills passed by Parliament to Google, and you will be able to make the presentation. If it is possible, we will have it tomorrow. Madam, what is the present situation?
Sir has not yet joined, sir. Meanwhile, I will do this NEP policy. Latest
Please.
yesterday, day before
Please.
yesterday, our Honorable Prime Minister has done it, right?
Continue.
We will do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any other person join?
Not yet, sir.
No problem. Please continue.
Yeah.
You
So, dear students, meanwhile, before Sir joins, we will be doing NEP policy. If Sir has joined, I will do it a little later. Okay, I don't think so. It's Malyadri Garu. Let's continue with this. So, as you all know, students, that last year in 2020, the National Education Policy has been implemented. So, day before yesterday, and the completion of 1 year of National Education Policy, our Honorable Prime Minister addressed the nation. So, in that, the key points in which have been covered during that, I will be discussing today. So he said that 1 year, congratulations for completing 1 year of this new national education policy. Actually, our Central Board of Secondary Education, CBSE, has started off with a lot of training programs for the teachers, and also portals for students to access. So here we can see that in the last 1 year, all our teachers, principals, policy makers, they did extensive research. Every school they checked out, like how many students are able to access online classes, how many students are provided with a laptop, how many students are logging in through their mobiles, how many of them are deprived of it, how many of them are not able to attend due to internet connection issues. So like that, they did every school. They have done extensive research. They have found out, they got the information, collected the information from across the country, and tried to help out the students. So our Prime Minister, he means to say that the country's progress or country's success is all dependent upon the kind of education that they will receive, right? Over the years, we have been into a kind of education which is rote learning. Rote means memorizing. Majority of it is memorizing. They're not understanding the concepts. So so this I think so this education policy is going to bring a lot of change in the way the students are learning things. So as you all know, when our Indians, when they go abroad, they are hardworking, very, very hardworking nature. So when they go abroad, they are studying, they're doing their higher education at a very very good pace, I should say. When they are moving abroad for higher studies, they are completing it with all the efforts, and trying to get better education across. But now I think so in maybe by 2040, I should tell, we will be ready that with the world class education, India itself, our students need not go to the top universities. All the top universities in the world will be having their branches, I suppose, or will have that kind of status our universities also will be getting. They will be reaching that standards, I believe. So he says that all this is possible only if the country people of the country, the students, get the best education. So it is art integration is one part, like trying to make the lessons more linked to the real life experience. So what is happening, what the students are learning in the universities and in the colleges has no link with what is happening in the outside world. So now they are trying to link up. So there are going to be internships, there are going to be courses for sports, for humanities. Now the Indian Institute of Technology, which is there only for right now for only engineering and mathematics and sciences, now it's going to have humanities also, art, culture, all the subjects. If somebody is interested in music, they can explore that. Somebody is interested in sports, they can do that. So what are the different ways? Already CBSE has started rigorous training programs for teachers. Countrywide online free training programs it's conducting, so that until and unless the teachers are equipped, they can't bring in any change in the country's education policy. So efforts are being made to make sure that the quality of education is far above what was already been there. So this is he says it's one great sacrifice for the nation building, and it was supposed to be done maybe 20 years ago also, but still it's not too late for us to bring in this transformation. So as already all of you know that Modi government has taken up huge decisions, I should say, milestones, I should say. Article 370, demonetization. So one of such milestone is the new education policy, right? So this COVID has brought a lot of change in the scenario, right? Everybody has quickly adapted to the online education, right? So these Diksha portals are the ones which will help the students to learn on their own. So where they are not able to go to school, this can be done. Please go through this article. It will help you out. Save it also. I will be sharing it to you after the class. Malyadri Garu has joined now. Once if we can join again, I think so sir will not have to stop in the middle.
Acha, you want to
Yeah, rejoin. After sir joins, I will just.